Okay, I have my mini mic, so you know I mean business. I wanted to give some advice to anybody who has a business. Never assume that the customer or client knows what you know. And I know that sounds obvious, but I can't tell you how many times I have had to reach out to a supplier or someone who I'm a client or customer of because they just assume that I have all the answers. I want to give you a clear example. I'm not an accountant. I know a lot about my books and my numbers, but I'm definitely not an accountant, and there are things that I miss when I'm doing my books, which is why I have hired someone to help me to just, guide me so that I know what I need to do, but then they can help me when I have blind spots, which I do. Dealing with my taxes this year, I have to ask so many questions and the same questions over and over again because I think that they just assume that I know what I don't know. And that's a huge mistake, especially when you're trying to build a good rapport with someone. Because if you make me search for the answers elsewhere, then all you're doing is showing me that I don't need your services specifically because you're making me do too much work that I could be paying you for. But I'll tell you that if you want to be in business for a long time and you want to build a good reputation, take yourself out of the equation, look at your product and service from another lens, another perspective, and try to find some of the gaps that are missing that the client can't fill in by themselves. You need to provide the information. You need to answer the questions. And often before they've even started looking for the answer. So think about the questions that people would ask and make it as seamless as possible. Give a checklist, give a breakdown when you're doing your FAQ section. If there is information missing, you might not only miss out on a potential client, but you might be doing a disservice to the clients or customers that you already have. That is my tip today. I hope it helps.